Hi, Heather Berryhill here. Welcome back to my home kitchen. Okay, today I am in the mood for fall, so I'm gonna make a savory pumpkin and sage soup that will leave you wanting more. So let's get in the kitchen and get cooking. And what I like to do is take 3 sweet onions, dice them up, not too small, but in pretty good chunks, and then I'm gonna put them in my Dutch oven with some olive oil. I'm gonna just add a little bit of kosher salt to these, and then I'm going to give that a stir and let this go for 40 minutes, just stirring occasionally to make sure it doesn't burn. Okay, I'm coming over to check on my onions, and they are looking great. They've got a little bit of color on them. They're starting to sweat. That's perfect. I have about 20 more minutes to go. As you can see here, I've taken my onions and I've blended them up into a food processor so they're nice and smooth. So I've got a 2-inch piece of ginger here that I've just peeled, and now I'm just taking my microplane and just grating it really finely into a bowl. I have my onions all pureed and put them back into the Dutch oven. I'm going to go ahead and add about 4 cloves of freshly minced garlic, about 4 chopped sage leaves, and there's that 2-inch piece of peeled minced ginger. I'm going to cook all of that together. You also need about a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and I really like whole fresh nutmeg. I just think it tastes so much better. Give that a little stir. Next, we're going to add 3 cans of pure pumpkin, and you want to make sure you don't get pumpkin pie filling. You want just pure pumpkin for this recipe. And to that, we're going to add 2 full quarts. You can use chicken broth or vegetable broth. I've chosen just to go ahead and use vegetable broth for this recipe. Let's pour in the 2nd quart. Okay, now that we've got all the ingredients in here, we're just going to simmer this on low for about 20 minutes to kind of reduce down a little bit. Now we're going to fry up some fresh sage leaves. Just make sure they are as dry as possible before dropping them into the hot oil. I'm just going to take them out of the oil, put them onto paper towels to kind of soak up some of that grease. I'm going to take a little bit of flaky salt just while the sage leaves are hot and just sprinkle that right on top. I've added some thinly sliced shiitake mushrooms to the oil. I'm just going to let these get golden brown, and then I'm going to transfer them to a paper towel to kind of soak up some of the oil. Just like we did with the sage, you'll want to put some salt on the top while the mushrooms are still hot. I think this pumpkin soup would be amazing with a little bit of heavy whipping cream thrown in at the end to make it a little more savory, but I'm going to keep it vegan today, and I'm going to use just coconut milk. I'm going to pour that in, and this will kind of thicken up the soup a little bit and just give it just an extra creamy flavor that I think it was missing. So the only thing left to do is just to top it with some of those fried shiitake mushrooms and maybe a few beautiful pieces of the sage. So there you have it, savory pumpkin and sage soup for a cool fall day. For more recipes like this, go to the research.com website or follow me on Instagram at justmeheatherb.